Okay, so this week we're going to be going on acceptance. It's currently 3:36 a.m. November the 1st, 2015. Of course, fall is back, y'all. Guess what, yo? That means fall back or lean back, as you know, Fat Joe said, lean back, so we get to stay in 1 hour to sleep. We get that 1 hour of sleep that we also need. So it's that time, y'all. That time to set your time back an hour. So again, this week we'll be discussing about acceptance. And I might be splitting this into two because it's kind of long. Okay, but until you accept truth in its essence, you shall always chase something that will never be. When you go to God and you stand in truth and you talk with truth with others by staying honest and humble, God will miraculously say, okay, so now you see how it is. I will show you my power and how I change things the way I desire them to be. So then you start seeing the power of God moving. Well, so my personal confession was that I was laid off my job 2 weeks ago, and before that I was peaceful for a little bit, but before then I was very upset. Um, Now it was a blessing that my job did tell me months before us getting laid off, and that was a blessing because some companies won't even tell you nothing. They just lay you off. Next thing you know, you going to work and they'll like give you that pink slip. Well, no, the pink slip means fire slip. Okay, my bad. Not the fire slip, but they'll give you like a releasal. You have to write. You have to sign this little releasal saying that you're released. I shall release you. I don't know where I get that from. Somewhere I heard it from. Anyway, so anyway, God quickly blessed me with my current part-time job, and I also have one lined up. And that's the most blessed part, though. Although I had to learn new procedures as well as process, I'm just praying that I do get away to my other job. Okay, so I'm living paycheck to paycheck, but I'm not stressing. Ain't no need to stress. What stress gonna do is never resolved anything in the past, and it shall not resolve this issue as well. So money. It was some money that was due to me, and I supposed to have been in my account, and I was telling a friend about it. But how about that same morning, y'all? Check my dang on account, and my money was there. God is always good, and He always giving me enough to get by. But don't get it twisted. I've been through hell, pain, and emotional discomfort most of my life. That's why I view this world as hell, due to my own struggles and continuing basis as living my own struggles on a continuous basis, as well as witnessing what other goes through. One profound thing God has shown me is the truth. God will show me a person's personality, how they are toward me, or a negative situation, and then He would turn it positive. That's how I know it's all about Him. And I fall deeper and deeper in love with Him every day. Through blood, sweat, and tears, my heart should always be fixated on Him. Now, let's get back to the subject of acceptance, okay? So we can tie it together, okay? So one must learn how to accept themselves, flaws, and imperfections and all. Now, I saw on BP, saw a posting on BP, that was on point but just needed some tweeting. A BP mirror stated that some people are trying to date so that they can have help and they can use you and manipulate you. Of course, this wasn't exact PP rules, so they said I added some to it, and this is very true. So then I clicked on it, and I saw another BP mirror stated that one should not be dating unless they have nothing to offer. Unless they hold up. This person said one should not be dating if they have nothing to offer, and one must get himself or herself right. So basically, I guess the person was saying, conveying that if they ain't got money, they don't need to be dating. And I heard this before again. Okay. Now, first of all, everyone, and I mean everyone, has value. The problem is not that people don't have value. The problem is lack of self discovery, laziness, amongst other things. Some people have emotional injuries. Now, emotional injury was something that I was going to discuss next year, 2016, but let's explore a little bit of it now. An emotional injury is where someone or something, whether it be a person, situation, event, or thyself, have caused injury to the soul. The soul is composed of a lot of things, such as your fears, your desires, your longings, your beliefs, your emotions, passions, intentions. It's really a longer list than that, but I'm just giving you like a basic foundation of it. Okay, so this world, whether it be man, woman, thou self, an event, or spirit, will come and alter these key things in your soul. Now, this is unconsciously. Now, you don't know this stuff, but it does happen. This will shape and change a person's personality, mentality, and feelings. Okay, so let's say, for example, a child were born to an abusive parent. Now, whether this parent was sexually abusive, physically abusive, verbally abusive, or mentally abusive. Abuse is abusive, no matter if it's sexual, physical, verbal, or mental. Okay, this shall shape that child. So when they get older and try to stand in this world, they shall be crippled with things to develop within them. So you'll see some of the strongest. A lot of people that become like. Now I ain't saying this doesn't apply to everybody because everybody got exceptions, but a lot of times that you can go into studies and know that people who have stable homes, a lot of times people who have stable homes, they're more secure with themselves versus people who have unstable homes. But some people are also born, with stability, so they can deal it out. So God has blessed some more than others. Okay. Well, some of these things turn into insecurities as well as depressions. Another example is a negative spirit that floats around. Yes, there are millions, if not trillions of millions, that floats around on a daily basis. Just because you can't see anything or hear anything doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Now, these spirits find its host, which is the person's body, so it interacts with its passions, fears, and desires, and to come in and release the pressure that it has. Okay. Now, this is what these spirits do for a living. They prey out for people, humans, which is like kind of like their container, and to get their own desires or their own satisfactions out. Well, this can also alter one's personality. As a child grows into adulthood, they have all these mixed emotions that they have to learn how to conquer themselves. What makes things even worse for people is the law of attraction. Law of attraction applies to all of us. And law of attraction is basically whatever is within you, you will attract. Okay, so then you'll see a lot of dominant people ruling over submissive people. You'll see two dominant people fighting. You see influential and dominant people who are very territorial. They can't help that. That's like in their nature. That's part of their characteristic traits. So a lot you would see in leaders today. Now, these people can be either positive or negative depending upon their position and role. And the reason why I say depending upon their position and role, well, I'm actually getting into a little discussion, a 2016 discussion. So I'm going to stop it right here and I'm going to go to part 2 right quick. Okay, so let's go ahead and I don't know where I stopped at. All right, so this is part 2 of what I'm talking about acceptance. So I'm going to go back a little bit, okay? I said a lot of times you will see leaders today. Now, these leaders can be positive or negative depending upon one's position and role. And the reason why I'm saying that it depends on one's position and role. While I'm actually getting into a little bit of 2016 discussion, I'm going to explain it the best way up to my ability. It's like we all have this script to this big movie that plays in our lives. Now, this movie is called Life. And each character is considered anyone or anything that exists in this world, okay, including outside influences. What's positive to one will be negative to another one, okay? So I saw BP post a great analogy. He said, this person saying, normal is an illusion. What is normal for a spider is chaos for a spy. Okay, again, what is normal for a spider is chaos for the fly. And this explains a lot. Also explains like Dr. Martin Luther King, he stands for equality. And for some of us, we will benefit from what he stands for, but for others, it's going to cause chaos. Okay. And because it not only changes some people role, but it also causes that person or character to get fired from their script or find them a smaller script. Okay. We all have enemies. That's why it's very, 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 very important that you know yourself well, know your likes and dislikes, what you stand for, what you don't stand for. Know yourself very, very well that you know yourself. Okay, so you can determine who is for you and who is against you. Okay. Well, some characters of this big movie called Life want to be big movie stars. The deeper, more profound, and more impact you have in the movie Life, the greater reward you will have, whether it be financial. So you see some people, whether they own a negative role or positive role, they will be rewarded financially because they play their role very well. Some people fame. Okay. So fame is like, they just like the groups. They like to be well known. Okay. They like people knowing their name, or they like a lot of groups of people following them or whatnot. They get boosted up that way. And some people like self gratification. So they get in that self gratification of who they are. Okay. They love to have that self gratification. Again, everyone has a script. Well, this script is designed to match one own soul, their fears, desires, longings, emotions, feelings, intentions. We live in a world that's full of mystery, but it is one that repeats itself. Anybody that studies history, or a great historian would tell you that history always repeats itself. There's nothing new under the sun, y'all. Not one thing. Okay, not one thing is new. Everything comes with a timing. Time a time to rise and a time to fall. Solomon was on it. Go to the Bible, to Ecclesiastes, you will see that he went into about it's a time for everything. Okay. So now these scripts get passed on to certain characters. And they get passed on with certain characters passed away. When I say passed away, I mean they die. Okay. Or they get fired from their role because they didn't fulfill their role, or the role was written off due to timing. Now, again, there's time for everything. Now, it's this movie, y'all, and I'm going to go into movies because I'm going to do some movies reviews if I possibly can have the time to. It's one, I think her name is Exile. I may be saying her name wrong, but she's very good. She made like 3 or 4 movies that I know that I rented from Redbox. It was so good that I had to actually go and purchase it from Amazon. And I remember this. I don't know. I don't even know the name of the movie was, but I'll definitely touch on this. But I remember this woman. She said she was talking about. She talked to her son about his father, and she was saying that due to he didn't fulfill his role, he got replaced. He said, God bless his soul. You know what I'm saying? So I think he died or whatnot, but he wasn't doing what he's supposed to been doing. So a lot of times, that does happen. So that was so profound that it took me back to what the woman was saying, okay, in that movie. Well, time is something that I would discuss also. See, certain people have a certain period of time to shine. Like Solomon says there's a time for everything. This new age idea that people selling, that ain't nothing new. They just dusting the books off on some stuff that I always since the beginning. You talking about law of attraction and whatnot, you're talking about the laws of the universe, okay? All this stuff has been passed down from time to time since the beginning of mankind, perhaps beyond that. I'm not trying to get too far. I'm trying to stay on task, y'all. But it's like everything just repeats itself. And then it says ain't nothing new on the sun. What make you think that we're new? Okay, what make you think that we haven't been here before? It's a possibility that reincarnation do exist, and it is real, but we don't remember it. So it's new to us, but we could all be old souls, just don't know it. So I ain't getting into all that. I'm just gonna try to stay on topic of where I'm at right now. Okay, so everyone has value. according to their script, which can change. Some are given value from the door, from within the womb. They already know. You see these little kids, they'll come out. A lot of people say, "Oh, they got old souls. They act like old people," and they're very young, intellectual. God already got their personality at 2 or 3 years old. They're already equipped with it. Now, others will develop their value along the way. Some later on in life, and there are some who don't quite grasp it and they get thrown down. So, well, this is what's supposed to happen. Those that get thrown down usually supposed to be somebody helping you to get you up. However, a lot of times people are not fulfilling their roles through their own personal soul injuries, their own issues. Okay, this is why you see a lot of single parent homes. Some people end up not fulfilling their destiny because no one came and explained it to them, or they get to I don't care mode, I don't give a freak mode, I'm tapping out type stuff. um they're not the fight within was so great to bear, so they just threw it down. Some will say, well, shoot, they should have known God. You know what I'm saying? They should have known better. Okay. Now, can't really go on that tangent, but look, you got to have faith with God. And some call upon God if they know Him or have ever heard of God, but they couldn't hear Him. And the more faith you have, as well as something alters in within yourself and in your life, now that's when you begin to hear something. Be able to hear from God. I will get more into this later as well, but sometimes God will show up with to some who don't have faith. They have strong disbelief in faith that God will show up. Okay, it's the opposite. It's the thin line between good and bad, hate and love, and faith and unfaith. Okay, it's a thin line between it. And so some people were so unfaithful, had no faith in God, that God would show up and alter them. Okay, He would show up to them, but not to everybody. He doesn't show up to everybody like that. So that doesn't mean, and just because He doesn't appear right away doesn't mean He doesn't exist or He wasn't there. It's just that they can't hear or see Him. So these are called the lost ones and the blind ones. Okay, again, we shall get more into this hopefully. So that's why some people say there is no God, because they've never been shown Him. Now that may be their fault, that may not be their fault. Also, as far as people mentalities, where some people are very judgmental, they judgmental come from their own personal experience. Because yes, I was born with this, and I was born with this, and I was born with that. Doesn't mean everybody is born and equipped with that. What one person have, another person may not have. So a lot of people will shine down on certain people. That's why. And when that does happen, karma again has to come and regulate their asses too. These arrogant asses, judgmental ones, arrogant, prideful, judgmental, that talk about people and stuff, not understanding, have no knowledge or understanding of what somebody else's life is. They too got to be altered too. So, we're supposed to be helping each other. The problem is that some only come for help, and once they are helped, they change and they leave. Some call these people users or disloyal ones. These people are part of an even bigger group that most won't even understand at first. Well, of course, people who need help will gather amongst those who have learned or were born with self-acknowledgement. This world is tilted off in so many things, in so many ways. So these people have not learned that when someone does something for you, you're supposed to give back. Okay, now this is when karma comes on the scene. It's my favorite alternate entity of all. She, along with bitches, along with benches, pull these souls and set them up for their own soul growth. Okay, what goes around comes around. Still, there are still stubborn ones that will not change, and what they begin to do is ask for bigger roles. There are deeper roles that turns into straight negative energy roles. This is so deep, y'all. So I'm not doing any justice by explaining the whole it is in entirety, because it would take several lifetimes to really individualize each person, because everyone is individually different. But some shall change for the better and some shall change for the worse. Acceptance, again, is accepting all of you. Being conscious, which consciousness means have knowledge of, okay? But being knowledge, being have conscious of what you possess, what you don't possess, what you offer, what you don't have to offer, what type of spirits and personalities you have. Accept both the good and the bad, the balance and imbalance. Value is an example of value. It's like wisdom, encouragement, healing, positiveness. People who can cook, people who can clean, people who can work daily, people who can fight, people who are great communicator, people who are peacemakers. Some are observative people. Some people are very playful and loving. All of these have value. Okay, these are all positive value, but we also got negative ones. We're not going to focus on the negative right now. We're just trying to keep it on the positive tip. Now, this is big. Where some go work 9 to 5. Let me tell y'all something, y'all. This is to the 9 to 5 people. Okay, I understand that y'all don't understand how some people cannot work a 9 to 5. Okay, some people are not meant to even work 9 to 5. Their gift is way maybe greater. They just haven't found it. And I know you're like, well, until they find it, let them get a 9 to 5. And that's easier said than done. But um, some people just can't do it. I mean, they really can't do it. So they need to find other resources that make them more resourceable. So another can cook, stay home, cook, clean, take care of the kids. People need to find their own value. Okay, both should be growing, and don't get stuck in what you're doing, but you should be growing mentally, emotionally, physically. You should be growing, but work together, grow together, grow with the kids. Kids can teach you things. Kids have saved parents. People have put postings on my kids saved me. See what I'm saying? They showed them how to be responsible. There was parents who before they were parents, they used to do all this crazy stuff, and now they have stand upright. There's the opposite where some people have kids and they go down. Believe it or not, there's a positive and negative and stuff. Okay, so um I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just trying to stay on topic. Okay, um, so some do break off due to various reasons. That person may have cheated. That person may not be as desired as they was in the beginning. Because you know how some people, it's just like little kids with toys. When you first when the kids get their toys in Christmas time or whatever time, because it's new and exciting, they playing with it, and then 2 weeks later, it's tossed to the side. They no longer playing with it again. That's a child right there. Just let you know. They may be showing you in the future. They may be tossing people to the side. They may get tired of your ass. I know it's not a laughing matter, but they may get tired of your ass, and you become old to them real quick. Some people are like that. Not good, not good at all. But karma will get that ass too. So get back to what I was saying. I was like, or they cheating, or they change from within. Some people, when they with someone, they get lazy. So what they came into the relationship with, they start losing whatever essence they have, and they're like, "I got you now, so now I can be myself," and they don't, they don't maintain. So the other person may leave because of that. So there's a lot of things that come into play: finances, people changing, or you just grew out of each other. Okay, whatever causes it, causes the fall. This causes also the following the poem that I have on my website as well as TG Jakes preaching about 3 types of friends, y'all. Okay. So if you haven't heard it, please wait. I shall post this all on YouTube. I'm planning on doing. I'm just currently have it on SoundCloud, and so I'm in the process of converting them over. Hopefully I can do that by the end of this year. Hopefully. I've just been trying to get my mind right in the process of constructing up, and I had to get my mind right working 2 jobs again. Okay, it's more of a mental thing than anything. It's not just physical. People don't understand. You gotta have the mentality to do stuff. You gotta either put your ass on autopilot and do the shit, or you just gotta be like, anytime something negative comes to you, like, I'm tired, I should give up type thing, you gotta counteract that. You know what I'm saying? Things is just not on a physical sense, but it's more of mental and emotional. It's all together. You got physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. I'm missing one. Well, yeah, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. You got all that. It's a lot that you got to face in this world. A lot that you do. Okay, so but if you know how to line all that, or you lined it up stably. A lot of people who lined up stably like that, they become great successors. They become the best they can be. But not everybody given that. I'm one that I wasn't given that. You know, um, and that's why another reason why I struggle so much in life, y'all. Still on the struggle, but I'm making it, y'all. I'm fulfilling whatever God has before me. So I have some personal goals that I want to fulfill before I leave this world. Okay, so once you accept yourself, now you can go into serenity. Serenity prayer goes like, accept the things I can change. I cannot accept the things that I cannot change, and to have the courage to change the things that I can. The courage means I gotta have the discipline. I gotta be brave when I try to change this stuff. I got to face these things, not get lazy upon say, oh, I change it later or not. But I'll be willing to change these things, and then have the wisdom to know the difference. Yes, you gotta have the wisdom. Again, you must discern what you can change about yourself and what you can't change. What has already been pre-programmed for you to accept about yourself, and what you refuse to change. Okay, a lot of times people are pre-programmed. Okay, so that means other influences they have heard from people, spirits, or events they got, from situations or the one within. And some actually refuse to change. Yes, people have actually said, I don't want to change. Okay, so they actually get off on not changing. They always say, you can't change me. And they get off on it and they laugh about it and smile in your face about it, because they are not really necessarily on it. I can't change. They're just rebellious. Okay. If you say the opposite, they probably will change because you just said the opposite. But some people just don't like being told what to do. I'm one of those people like that. I don't like to be told what to do. See, you got to admit that. You got to know that and admit it. So, they on that. I don't want to. I don't want to do it though. I don't want to do it. So they on that type. Now that's their free will, but what is one person's free will become another's nightmare and another fantasy come true. Okay, it's so deep, y'all, how connected we all are. Okay, so when you begin to change, either you or others will notice it. So if you're very conscious of yourself, you will feel it inside. I'm going to stop right here and I'm going to finish up the last little part of this. All right, y'all. So we already an hour into this, and I'm trying to finish it up. It's longer than what I expected it to be. Now it's 4:04 a.m. We're trying to move on. It's the first of the month type thing. I should play me some Bone Thugs and Harmony. Yeah, gotta play that at the end of this right here, yo. Gotta play that. Yeah, we gotta do that. But anyway, let's go and get back to it. So where was I? Oh, okay. Gotta play that bone, yeah. Okay, so okay, so okay, so again, when you begin to change, either you or others will notice it. If you're very conscious of yourself, you will feel something inside of you, like you got it's a new you or a different person. It will feel either like something has been lifted off of you or something has been pressured down upon you. This can be either negative or positive, y'all, okay? So my conclusion is, in order to accept things, you must first find the truth within yourself, have the wisdom to know what you can change and what you can't change. Be willing to change those things that you can change, and accept things that you can't, okay? And begin to move according to soul desire, according to your role that you're supposed to be playing in this world. Whether it be negative or positive. Again, you're gonna probably be positive to one person and negative to another. That's just the way it goes. And I'll explain more of that and how it may look chaotic, but it also may look organized. It's that catch 22, whatever you want to call it. An oxymoron, ironic type stuff. Yeah, we're going to get into that. Okay. So we all have value. Some of us, it's a hard time finding some value within ourselves due to lack of help, negative influences, in the past or whatnot, or lack of knowledge. Nobody ever told you ish. And I know how it feels when don't nobody tell you nothing. You got to go out there and seek it yourself. Now, once we find the value, we begin to fulfill our role and we can start helping others. Those that use and abuse people, trust me when I say they shall be dealt with. But it also depends on their true intentions too. Some know better, others just don't know how to change. Now there are those that and those that don't know how to change. That's anybody that's listening that don't know how to change. Whether you want to change to a positive person, negative person, whoever you want to change to or whatnot, you gotta reach out. Those that don't know must reach out and voluntarily ask for help. Don't be arrogant, ashamed, afraid, or embarrassed for help. Although there will be negative energies and some soulless beings that will be there to make you feel embarrassed and ashamed, you got to ignore them. You got to put them on the black burner anyway, because you're going to face them regardless. Either face them now, in the middle, or later, okay? You got to fight them. They too, and I don't mean physical fight. Just turn their ass the fuck off. Just put them on aux code off, log out. So definitely, they too only doing their job according to their role, and they shall be dealt with in their own time. And again, that karma gonna come back to them too. So I went through a lot. I went into a lot of topics that I will be discussing in 2016. It may be a little bit delayed because I will be working 2 jobs, hopefully, if God permits it and nothing don't go wrong with the job. But I'll be getting into these discussions, and I try to get some of these discussions out on YouTube, maybe even start video recording. It's just that I got a lot of things going on personally with my life. Also got to get my spirit right. I know what is ahead of me. I know what this world, some of these things that this world consists of, and you got to be very knowledgeable, strong-minded. You got to be strong physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You gotta be determined and you gotta have the right mind. And to defeat the one within, people, situation, events, spirits of the air, the ground, and all around. Until next time, y'all stay uplifted, upright, and upstanding.
the sundown, no fun wrong. January, no not in December, I'm loving the version of the month. And selling them dummies, making that money, come back naked. From the first to the 15th, niggas smoke weed, but I gotta say, gotta come up. Put my rocks in the good, wanna get high, nigga, blaze that blood. Time to roll to the bag, got on my pumping and energy stash. Gotta watch my backseat, for niggas that's trying to rob me. But never no shows and no losses, no, man, keeping these niggas up on me. See, cause I'm a whole block, spit a couple beers, smoke a lot of weed on the fur. It's like first to wake up, get up, cash your checks and get up, wake up, it's like first to wake up, get up. Waking up to the buzz up early in the morning, stretching them down and my weight took a look and take a face to the dawn. Instead I could get with my truck with a dentist, so I'm getting me hustle long. I'm on the phone, calling the prison phone, with an OG check comes. I'm on the bus with B, and I'm coming with plan after plan of the skull. Nigga teachers put me down. Oh God, how I love when it first come around. Now we forget you black and mild, and across town, cause niggas first get celebrated. Rushing to the block cause I wanna get faded. Living on why cause I'm native and hair-braided. Heavy up into this game. To the first, just call me that boss line. The pickles and dimes, the 20s and 50s, the first be the day for the dope. It's like an cocaine boo. And I'm working late tonight. And all the fakes be loving them dudes. Cause I got the rocks full. Them rocks don't come with the ease. I gotta get paid. My first gotta blaze up my split. Get live with it, both us poetic hustlers in the graveyard ship on the fire. Wake up, it's like first to wake up. Get up, cash your checks.